See, நேத்து டாபிக் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா we have seen registration. Under registration, section 22, section 23, section 24. நேத்து பார்த்தது just a small revision. Section 22 is nothing but person liable for registration. Section 23, person not liable for registration. Number 3, section 24, which is nothing but compulsory registration. Okay, so here person liable for registration, there is a person not liable for registration section, then section 24 is compulsory registration. Okay, person liable for registration, there are 3 scenarios. Section 22, there are 3 scenarios. One is subject to turnover, next subject to transfer, next subject to like turnover, transfer. One more thing. Okay, if is subject to registered under existing law. Okay, registered under existing law. That means what? Excise, service tax, VAT, etc. Now, turnover already we have seen 20 lakhs. We are not going in depth. Okay, 10 lakhs, 40 lakhs. Okay, 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, and 40 lakhs. Transfer from one person to another person. Transfer we have seen. Okay. So yesterday we have gone through in depth in this particular scenarios. Okay. So இது பொறுத்தவரைக்கும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா only goods, if we supply only goods, இது பொறுத்தவரைக்கும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா goods and services or services. Okay, goods and services or services. That means what? இது வந்து services na all states, goods na except the 10 states. Okay, goods and services na again all states. 10 lakhs பொறுத்தவரைக்கும் on the 4 states. Okay, we are not going in depth. Next one, transfer. Transfer he has to register. Transfer he has to register if transferor is already registered. Okay, this person is going to close his business, and this business has been operated by this particular person. Okay. Next, I already registered under existing law. Now we're just going to register. Okay, this is all about section 22. Section 23, which is nothing but person liable for registration. If it talks about person liable for registration, okay, here number 1, person liable for registration is nothing but number 1, agriculturalist. Number 2, okay, supplied exempt supply. Okay, otherwise if it is recommended by the GST Council. Okay, in these 3 cases, okay, is not liable for registration. Next, section 24, we are talking about what? Compulsory registration. We're talking about what? Compulsory registration. Under compulsory registration, there are various scenarios. Okay. Number 1. Okay. We're just breaking into like this. Inter-state sale. Okay. This is transaction based. If any person who deals with interstate sales, then it is subject to here. Next one with the input service distributor, ISD. Next one, the reverse charge mechanism. If any person subject to reverse charge mechanism. Next, any person who is liable to register under TDS, any person liable to register under TCS. Next, any person who is subject to, that is just registered as a casual taxable person or non-resident taxable person. Next, a person who is subject to e-commerce operator deals with e-commerce operator, okay, principal and agent, and any other person recommended by the GST Council. Okay, any other person recommended by the GST Council. Okay, we are not going for each and every scenarios. Okay, so these are the basic scenarios we have seen last classes. Now we straight away go to directly. Okay, section. Okay, we just going directly. Who's next scenarios? Okay, so here casual taxable person here under section 25 it is talking about what registration. What are the things which has been we have seen like under section 27. Okay, if you seen under section 27, one second. Okay, special provision for casual taxable person and non-resident taxable person. We have seen certain provisions that are all subject to section 27, and here he has to register compulsory under section 25. Okay, so this is a scenario we have been seen here. Next. So now that means what we have covered section 22, 23, 24 and 24 and 27. Now we just going to see section 25, nothing but procedure for registration. Procedure for registration. When it talks about procedure for registration, okay, section 25, if any person, okay, which is going to apply, okay, which is going to apply for registration, who are subject to section 22, who are subject to section 24, or who are subject to section, that is who are voluntarily registered, okay, who are voluntarily registered, they have to follow this procedure. Okay, they have to follow this procedure, irrespective whether they are subject to section 22 or 24 or voluntary registration. They have to do this procedure. Okay, so in such cases, okay, suppose a person who is liable under section 22, a person who is liable under section 22, okay, or okay, is compulsory registered under section 24, then shall apply for registration within 30 days. Shall apply for registration within 30 days. We will see later point of view. Okay, under tax invoices, we will see. Okay, person liable for registration, why it is required and all. Okay, those things and all we will see later. Right? Now, okay, so under this scenarios, okay, there is a person section 22 and person liable for registration in this particular scenarios. Okay, right. Now, what are the document he has to provide? Okay, first, he should, there is, when he registered, at the time of registration, he has to provide his legal name. He has to provide his legal name. Number two, he has to provide his PAN number. For example, legal name, I am Yuvamurthy. Okay, so usually Yuvamurthy V, I will just put in every places, but as per the PAN, it is Yuvamurthy Vijay Kumar. You have to put full name of Yuvamurthy Vijay Kumar. Okay, so if company, you have to put that full company name. You have to put for full company name. In case of any other firm or LLP, whatever the case may be, as per the PAN, that is as per the PAN. Okay, you have to mention that that is your legal name. So legal name is different from trade name. Legal name is different from trade name. So legal name is different, trade name is different. Okay. So next. Okay, number next. If a scene, you have to update what? PAN. Okay, you have to update what? That is, you have to put your legal name. In addition, you have to give what? Mobile number. And you also need to give what? Email address. You have to give what? Email address for registration. Email address for registration. This is a mandatory scenarios. And in addition, you also need to give what? That is, you also need to give under which state you are registered. Under which state you are registered or union territory. So I repeat, number one, you have to provide your legal name. Number two, you have to provide your PAN. Number three, you have to provide your mobile number. Next, you have to provide your email address. Okay. Next, you have to provide your state or union territory. Okay, state or union territory. Okay, you have to provide all this detail for start the such registration. Okay, so you have to register in a form called as GSTR. Okay, GST REG 01. Okay, GST registration 01. Okay, so this is the form you have to register. Number two, after registering this, you will be getting an acknowledgement under GST REG 02. Okay, so you have to proceed further. Okay, acknowledgement for application, etc., etc. So this is a basic scenario which is there. Okay, I'm not going in depth of your registration at all. Okay, so basic registration process which is required for your exam purpose, exam point of view, we are discussing. Okay, so one second. See, this is a site. You have to go for registration. If you're going to apply new registration, okay, it will ask about these details. Okay, I explained you now. So what there is here as a tax payee, tax deductor, tax collector, GST practitioner, non-resident taxable person, UN, consolidated embassy of foreign exchange and other notified, and etc. etc. Number two, you also mentioned about the state, which state you belongs to. Next, which district you have to belongs to. Then you have to provide your legal name. Okay, next you have to provide your legal name. Okay, then you have to provide your legal name in the sense as per the PAN. Okay, mention as per the PAN. Okay, next one, then you have to give a PAN account number. Then you have to give your email address. Then your phone number. You will be receiving OTP. Then you have to proceed further. Okay, so this is a basic process which is required for the registration. Okay, this form is nothing but REG 01. You have to go ahead with this. Okay, right. So number one. Number two, we are going for syllabus based, so since we are not going in depth and all, so we are just understanding the basic point, then we'll come back. Okay, right. Number two, okay, so now if a person applied for registration, okay, so here once he registered, okay, once he applied for registration, okay, now again which is going to come this procedure, that is section 25, we have to come back. So now we're just going to see, okay, section, okay, section 26, nothing but deemed registration. Section 26, nothing but deemed registration. In such cases, okay, deemed registration, first I have applied for registration. Okay, I applied, okay, within 30 days, etc., etc. Okay, within 3 days, okay, the application shall be approve or reject. I'm talking about section 26. Approve or go for class. That is, you can ask for clarification. Okay, the department can ask for clarification. Okay, either you can approve or either you can ask for clarification. In such cases, when you ask for clarification, you have to send a notice to the applicant. I'm using the word applicant, not the registered person. I'm using the word applicant. Okay. So you have to send the notice to the applicant. The applicant shall respond within a period of 7 days. The applicant shall respond within a period of 7 days. Okay. On such date of receipt, the department, okay, there is a person, the proper officer shall approve or, okay, reject, shall approve or reject within a period of 7 days. Within a period of 7 days. Okay. So first he has to make an application. Within 3 days he has to approve, or he will get a clarification about the registration. He will ask some doubt or some scenarios which has been there, etc., etc. Okay. Once you have been received by way of notice in the sense online notice, you will be receiving through online only. Okay. And once you receive through online, then you have to respond within a period of 7 days. Okay. within such 7 days, okay, you have to, you have to respond within 7 days. Otherwise, if you're not responding in the sense, it will be got cancelled. Okay, the application got cancelled. The registration not cancelled. The application got cancelled. Now, I apply within a period of 7 days. The department has to take necessary action, like either they can approve or reject within a period of 7 days. Okay, so if they take an action, okay, they can approve or they can reject also. Okay, so these are two scenarios. Number one. Now, what we going to understand what is deemed registration. We're going to understand what is deemed registration. This is one concept how the process has been taken place. We are going to understand deemed registration when department is not respond within a period of 3 days because he has to approve or he has to give a clarification, or department has not communicate, there is not approve or reject within a period of 7 days from the date of receipt of such communication from the applicant. Okay, in such two scenarios, okay, it is called as what? Deemed. It is automatically registered. It is called as what? Deemed registration. Okay, so that is called as what? Deemed registration. So if the proper officer is not made, okay, that is if the proper officer not clarified within a period of 7 days, okay, it is automatically registered. Okay, it is automatically registered. That is called as what? Deemed to be granted. Deemed to be granted under section 26. Under section what? 26. Okay, so now we are under section 26. This is all about section 26, right? Now, in section 25, they added a new provision. They added a new provision. Okay, so with effect from the exam point of view, 100% requirement with effect from 1/8/2019. 1/8/2019. So with effect from 1/8/2019, okay, they, that is every registered person shall authenticate, okay, shall authenticate, okay, shall authenticate or furnish proof of Aadhaar. Okay, so you have to mention your Aadhaar number, okay, in your that registration also. Okay, this is mandatory. This might be asking in your exam also. Okay, so this is so much mandatory, right? Number two, suppose if Aadhaar number is not available, for example, non-registered person like that. Okay, so Aadhaar number is not available. Okay, so here you can proceed. Okay, you can proceed. Okay, an alternative or alternative and viable means, okay, of identification in such manner as provided by the government, okay, there is nothing but, okay, as provided by the central government. So you can provide such details also. Okay, so here we are not going in depth in this also. Okay, so you have to provide Aadhaar number, otherwise you have to provide there is any document which has been relevance for the, okay, any document which has been relevance for, okay, such person, viable means of identification as a manner which has been provided by the such government. Okay, right? Now, in case of individual, I can provide my own Aadhaar. Okay, in case of individual, I can provide my own of Aadhaar. Yogmurthy, I can provide Yogmurthy Aadhaar's number. Okay. Number two, in case of firm, the firm shall furnish a proof, okay, of his partner's Aadhaar. Okay. In case of company, okay, members, that is, in case of company, they have to provide director's Aadhaar. Okay. So, in case of HUF, they have to provide Karta Aadhaar. So, this is a mandatory document, okay, with effect from 1/8/2019 onwards, with effect from 1/8/2019 onwards. Okay, so this is all about Aadhaar. Okay, this is all about what? Aadhaar. Now, we are going for certificate for registration. Certificate for registration, right? So now, in certificate of registration, you will get a number like this. Okay, first 2 digit. Okay, next 10 digit. Okay, first 2 digit, next 10 digit, next one number. Okay, next two numbers. Okay, so totally how many numbers? Here 2 plus 10 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. Totally how much? 10 plus 2, 12, 12, 13, 14, 15. You will be getting a GST number. Okay, GST number of what? How many digit? 15 digit. Okay, GST number of what? 15 digit. So this first two number will mention about the state code. Will mention about the state code. For example, Tamil Nadu, it is 33. Okay, Tamil Nadu it is 33. Okay, and like that, other states would be there, like 29, 26, etc., etc. Right now, I'm not recollecting that. Okay, so each and every state has their own code. Okay, there is 2-digit code. So if I register in each and every state, they will be providing such code. I already shown you the screen. Okay, you have to choose the which state you're going to register. When you're going to choose that registration, in such cases, there will be, you have to also need to mention what? Okay, it will go to the particular jurisdiction. Okay, it will go to the particular jurisdiction in the particular state. Okay, you have to act accordingly. Now, number 2, you have to give 10-digit number. There is 10 digit, the 10 digit is nothing but your PAN number. Okay, if it is individual PAN number. If it is a company PAN number. If it is a firm PAN number. Okay, if it is LLP PAN number, etc., etc. Number next, here it will show number 1. Okay, always number 1. It will start with number 1. Okay, if you have only one registration in such person, sorry, in such state. Suppose if you have more than one registration, then okay, in such state now the number will be it will start from 1. Next number it will go to 2. Next number it will go to 3. If you have multiple registration in such state, because of business vertical, because of business vertical. So in such cases, okay. Okay, so it will go like this. Next number by default it will come. Next is digit. Okay, so by default here it will come some alphabet. Okay, here it will come some numbers. Okay, so this is not, this is like random basis it will come. Okay, you have to understand this point. Okay, so I explain once again. First 2 digit is nothing but your state code. Next 10 digit is nothing but your PAN. Okay, next number is, it will start if you're going for first time registration, it will start from 1. Okay, if you're going for second time registration, it will start 2 or 3, like that it will go. Okay, there is a number of registration you have in such state. Okay, next 2 digit, it is like random number, it will be given to such person. Okay, so this is considered as 15 digit number. Okay, this is considered as 15 digit number, right? Next, I already said that you have to provide basic documents in procedure. What are the documents you have to given? Number 1, legal name. Number 2, PAN. Number 3, mobile number. Okay. Number 3, mobile. Number 3, mobile number. Number 4, okay, email ID. Number 5, state which he belongs to. Okay, this is number 1. Number 2, you also need to provide what? Aadhaar number. Okay, you also need to provide what? Aadhaar number, right? So already we have seen the procedure for registration under section 26 also. Okay, so here he has to make an application, that is he has to make an application within 30 days, liable for registration, etc., etc. So he made application, such application date lende, okay, it shall be approved within a period of 3 days. Okay, either he can approve or he can go for, okay, clarification. If clarification required, you have to send a show cause notice. Okay, you have to send a notice, okay, to such applicant. Okay, the applicant shall respond within a period of 7 days. Okay, if he respond, okay, then he can go for further scenarios. If he not respond, then it will be automatically get cancelled. Okay, assume that if he respond within a period of 7 days, within a period of 7 days he has been respond, then the proper officer shall take necessary action within a period of 7 days. Either he can approve or either he can reject. Okay, if action is not taken, then it is called as what? Deemed registration. If action is not taken here, that is also called as what? Deemed registration. Okay, this is all about what? Deemed registration. Next, now we also see next we just seen that. Okay, now we're just going to see bank details to be furnished. Bank details to be furnished. Okay, before, that is when the initial stage at the time of 1/7/2017, during that registration process, you also need to enclose the bank details. Okay, enclose the bank details for registration. Now, okay, now what happens is this has not game. This is mandatory option. Now this is not a mandatory option. Now they're bringing one more scenarios. Okay, right? So you have to that is after your registration is granted. After registration is granted, within 45 days. Within 45 days, you have to provide your bank details. You have to provide your bank details. Okay, bank details either with cancel check or with such statement. Okay, so you have to provide within 45 days from the date of the registration which has been granted. This is with effect from, okay, 28/6/2019. This is with effect from 28/6/2019. So exam point of view la கேக்கிறதுக்கான வாய்ப்புகள் அதிகம். ஓகேவா? ஸோ உங்களோட போன எக்ஸாம் மேபி கேட்டிருக்கிறதுக்கான வாய்ப்பு கிடையாது, பட் இந்த இதுக்கு எக்ஸாமுக்கான கேட்கறதுக்கு வாய்ப்புகள் அதிகம். So 28/6/2019 it is mandatory, right? Next, now we're just going to see, okay, this is one scenario. So your bank details shall be provided. Okay, so this is all about what? Something about procedure about the registration. Okay, in addition to that, I'm just also explaining some of the scenarios which is required for the procedure for registration. Okay, in case of company, you also need to provide your, okay, incorporation certificate. In case of partnership deed, okay, you have to provide your, in case of partnership firm, you have to provide your partnership deed. Okay, in case of other scenarios, you have to provide relevant documents. Next, number one. Number two, you also specify the nature of business. Okay, and you have to name, next you have to mention about the products code. Okay, or service, there is service code which you are going to do such services. Next, you have to provide the person, okay, the person who is just going to authenticate. Okay, there is a person who is authorization, who have authorization to sign such document, etc., etc. Okay, next you have to provide your registered address. Okay, if you have more than one address, you also need to provide additional place of business. Okay, additional place of business. Next, in addition to that, you also need to, okay, you also need to provide, okay, there is supporting documents for this, either your rental agreement or either your EB, okay, etc., etc. There are some other documents also, is a property tax, etc., etc. Okay, that we are not going to in depth. Next, okay, suppose if there is a business vertical, in the sense, okay, you have to register separate, you have to do a separate registration in the same state, etc. Okay, so these are the scenarios which are required for the purpose of registration, for the purpose of registration, right? Next, now up to this we are talking, up to this we are talking about what? Registration and procedure for registration we have seen. Now we're just going to see one more scenario is called as what? One more, there is, before going to that, we'll see one more person, actually foreign diplomatic mission, okay, or embassy of foreign country, foreign countries, or consulate of foreign countries. Okay, they have multiple places in India. Okay, but here they have the exemption. They can have only one number as a unique identification number for the purpose of registration under GST. Okay, every person can utilize the same. Okay, every person can utilize the same. This is one additional scenarios. Okay, because we have seen that particular year, that particular topic. Okay, right? Now, why I just explaining this in the sense, okay, before going to this, we also need to understand about the distinct person. We also understand about what? Distinct person. In distinct person, if you see, okay, if the person having the same PAN number but have multiple registration. Okay, so if you have business in different state A and state B, now he has to do registration here also, he has to do registration here also. Okay, so in different state he has to register. If you have in different, that is, you have business in a same state. Okay, that is, for example, we have in Chennai, we have in Madurai, then you can add this Madurai as a additional place of business, additional place of business, that we have already explained here, right? So you have to provide this additional place of business. Now Okay, if we subject to business vertical in a sense, that is already we have discussed in the initial classes. That means what? For example, you're doing hardware business, you're taking classes, okay, you're just doing some other activities in the sense. Then for each and every okay business, you have to do this is called as what business vertical. For each and every business, you can register you have to register separately, even if it is in the same state, even if it is in the same state. Okay, so this is the additional scenarios with regards to the distinct person. I think clear, right? Now we're just going to see the topic plus cancellation of registration. Cancellation of registration. Okay. So now up to this we have seen what? Section 22, section 23, section 24, section 25, section 26, section 27. Okay. Section 27. Okay. So we have seen up to this. Now section 28 இருக்கு நம்ம later pointல பார்க்கலாம். Section 29 and section 30. First we will see section 29 and section 30, then we'll come back to section 28. Okay, so section 29, which is talking about what? Cancellation. Okay, which is talking about what? Cancellation. So when it talks about cancellation, it can be cancelled by three persons. Okay, it can be cancelled by three persons. Number one, first it can be cancelled by the registered person. Number two, it can be cancelled by proper officer. Number three, it can be cancelled by a legal representative. Okay, first it is cancelled by the registered person. Number two, it can be cancelled by the proper officer. Number three, it can be cancelled by the legal representative. Okay, in what circumstances a registered person can cancel? A registered person can cancel. Number one, suppose he discontinued the business. Suppose he discontinued the business. Number two, if he sold or transfer. First section 22 we are talking about transferee. Now under cancellation we are talking about transferor. So when the business is given to transferee, this person will apply for cancellation. This person will apply for cancellation. So you have to apply for cancellation, then you can proceed for cancellation, right? Next, number three. Okay, by way of amalgamation or by way of amalgamation or demerger. Okay, again this transferor company shall cancel because the transferee has to liable for registration. Number four, if the turnover is less than 20 lakhs. If the turnover is less than 20 lakhs, okay, or 10 lakhs in certain circumstances, or 40 lakhs in certain circumstances. Okay, so if the turnover is less than 20 lakhs, if the turnover is less than 10 lakhs, or if the turnover is less than 40 lakhs, in such cases, you can go for cancellation. You can go for what? Cancellation. Okay, so number one, if you discontinue the business. Number two, is sold or transferred. Number three, okay, the subject to amalgamation or demerger. Number four, subject to turnover has been reduced. Okay, so now, okay, now there is an amendment which is going to see in this particular scenarios. Okay, first we'll see other topics also, then we'll come back to this. Okay, right. Number two, in case it has been cancelled by the proper officer. Cancelled by the proper officer. Okay, the proper officer is under what circumstances the proper officer will cancel the registration. Number one, okay, suppose if the person, okay, if the registered person violated the law. Violated the law. Number two, such registered person, okay, have been registered, okay, in fraudulent manner. The fraudulent manner under the கேட்கலாம். Okay, how the fraudulent manner can be happen? So fraudulent manner is nothing but I want to transfer my ITC, so I'm registering another person, or I'm just routing some ITC, okay, through my scenarios, okay, like booking bills, etc., etc. So this scenarios, okay. So if the proper officer found there is something which has been goes wrong or something going fraud, etc., etc., a fraudulent method they have been applied, then they can cancel accordingly, right? So this both are subject to what? Violated law, and if the person registered under fraudulent manner, Next, if the person, okay, registered, okay, if the registered person being a composition levy person has not filed the return, for the period of 3 consecutive, consecutive quarters. For example, for composition levy, you have to file CMP 08, okay, with effect from 1/4/2019 onwards. Before that, there is a form called as GSTR 4, okay, up to 31/3/2019. Okay, so he has to file every quarterly. That we're just going to see in the composition levy at the time of section 7, section 9, etc., etc. There we'll see. Okay, so he has to file what? Quarterly. Okay, that is quarterly in the sense 18th of following month of such quarter. 18th of following month of such quarter. Okay, in such cases, this person has been filed. Okay, this person has been filed. So now, okay, now what happened in the sense? Okay, here this person shall be filed accordingly, right? Now, if we not filed for 3 quarters, for example, quarters always start from like April to June, July to, okay, July, August, September, October to now December, and December to, there is January to March. Okay, if you not file for continuous 3 quarter, then the proper officer can cancel. Okay, if it is only for 2 quarters now, he can wait for another quarter, then he will do accordingly. Okay, there will not be break, because if you file first quarter only, then only you can file second quarter. If you file second quarter, then only you can file third quarter. If you file third quarter, then only you can file fourth quarter, because if you file the previous quarter, then only you can proceed for further quarter. Okay, so next, number 1, this is number 1. Number 2, okay, if a person being a registered person, okay, if a person being a registered person, but okay, but he is a regular person, other than the composition, he is a regular person, but he is not filed for the period of 6 months consecutively. 6 months consecutively. Okay, that means what? Is not filed for the for continuous 6 months. Nothing but the word consecutive mean continuous 6 months. Okay, for example, 2 months filed, then he given a break. Okay, again to after 1 month, you just file all returns. Then again he file. So in such cases, it is not a continuous. For the last 6 months, he has not been filed. Then the proper officer can initiate for cancellation. Proper officer can initiate. I'm using the word now. Initiate for cancellation. Next, number 3. Okay, I registered in a voluntary basis. But if I'm not commence my business, for the period of 6 months, then the GST person, sorry, the proper officer can initiate for the cancellation. Okay, so the proper officer can initiate for cancellation. So under what are the circumstances, Patina? Number 1, okay, if there is in contravention to that is violated of GST or registered by way of fraudulent manner. Okay, number 2, subject to returns. Okay, if it is a composition levy person, okay, if it's not filed for 3 quarters continuously, then he can initiate for cancellation. Okay, number 2, if it is a regular levy person, okay, if it's not filed for 6 months, then such person can file. Okay, there is a proper officer can initiate for cancellation. Okay, proper officer for initiate for cancellation if you not filed continuously for the period of 6 months. Next, if I am registered as a voluntary registration, but I am not commenced my business for 6 months, again here also continuously. Okay, then the proper officer can initiate for cancellation. Right. Next, last point. If it is cancelled by the legal representative. When the registered person, okay, companies legal register and then the okay, because if they're going for winding up, then again subject to so and so they can come. Okay, here if the legal in such cases, if the legal IR can file for cancellation, okay, if such registered person been death, okay, after the death of such registered person, after the death of, okay, after death of registered person, then the legal IR also can get cancelled. Okay, now there is an amendment here. What is the amendment? Patna? Earlier they used a word called as cancellation. Cancellation. Now here instead of cancellation, okay, because what an application file there is, if you file application, in the sense they will not get cancelled immediately. Okay, they will be go for cancellation proceeding. That means what? Whether you paid all taxes, okay, whether you have any dues, whether you file all returns, okay, you have filed all such documents, etc., etc. Here, in such scenarios, when the proper officer will verify all such details, then only he can issue a cancellation order. Then only issue a cancellation order. Till the time it is called as what? Suspension. Till the time it is called as what? Suspension. The word called as what? Suspension. This is more important. Here this word is called as what? Suspension. So here it is subject to suspension, right? Next. Okay, during the suspension period, he cannot raise GST bill. That is GST invoice. He cannot raise what? GST invoice. Number 2, okay, he cannot proceed. That is, he cannot collect tax. He cannot collect tax. So these are the items which is there under such scenarios. Clear, right? So now here, when the person, that is the registered person itself, apply for cancellation. Okay, next the proper officer is initiated the cancellation. Next one, okay, the legal IR apply for cancellation. Okay, in such cases, if a person apply for cancellation, he should apply in GSTR REG 16. Okay, he has to apply what? GSTR REG 16. When the proper officer initiated for cancellation, he has to apply in the GSTR REG 17. Okay, so there is the recipient, there is a registered person can respond within a period of 7 days. Okay, in GSTR REG 18. Okay, so after receiving such scenarios, okay, he will either what? Proceed for cancellation. He will send an order, okay, for cancellation within 30 days. If he is not come, if he is not satisfied with that, okay, so within 30 days in GSTR, okay, REG, so GST REG 19, okay, GST REG 19. If the assessee officer, there is a proper officer, revocate, that we're just going to see in the next topic. If he revocate by satisfying all such scenarios, then he will proceed with GST REG 20. GST REG 20. So this is the way the cancellation process will be started. Okay. So here during this scenario, during this period, it is called as what? Pendency for cancellation. At the particular period, it is suspended, not been cancelled. Okay, suspense. It is in suspension and not been cancelled. Okay, not been cancelled. I think it's clear, right? Now we're just going to see this revocation. This is nothing but section 30. This is nothing but section 30. When it talks about section 30 revocation, okay, so here the proper officer, that is, he will send a notice. He will send a notice to the registered person. Okay, why such registration? That is, you are done in fraudulent manner. You are done your registration in it is in prohibition of law. Okay, otherwise you are not filed for 3 quarters continuously, or if you not filed for 6 months continuously, or you are not started the business 6 months continuously. That is 6 months. In such cases, you will send a notice to such person. Okay, then the registered person shall reply within a period of 7 days. The registered person shall be reply within a period of 7 days. Okay, either the proper officer can approve or reject. Okay, the such scenarios. Okay, within a period of 30 days. Okay, within a period of 30 days. In case of approve, Okay, he can revocate the cancellation. Revocate na cancellation vandu they have been withdraw. Cancellation has been withdraw. Okay, revocate the cancellation. That means what? Cancellation has been withdraw. Okay, right. Next, if you see in this scenarios, okay, if it is not, that is not satisfying this, then you can proceed for cancellation order. You can proceed for cancellation order. That is GSTR 19. Okay, GST REG இது என்ன பாத்தீங்கன்னா 20. Okay, so this is all about what? Revocation. This is all about what? Revocation. Clear? Right? So now there's only one more scenario we need to discuss. Okay, now amendment of registration. Amendment of registration பொறுத்தவரைக்கும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ரெண்டு ஃபீல்டு இருக்கு. ஒன்னு வந்து கோர் ஃபீல்டு, ஒன்னு வந்து நான் கோர் ஃபீல்டு. ஓகேவா? So you have two types of scenarios. One வந்து core field, another things வந்து non core field. So in such cases, okay, you have to ஒரு நிமிஷம். Okay, so you can amend core field ஒரு நிமிஷம். Okay, you can amend your core field like mail ID, phone number. Okay, you cannot amend PAN. You cannot amend legal name. Okay, legal name can be amended if there is a change in the there is a legal name and it has been approved by the income tax department. Then you can amend that such field. Okay, next one with okay, one second. Next one with the place of business, principal place of business. You can amend what? Principal place of business. Next you can amend what? Additional place of business. Next you can amend what? Additional place of business. Okay, so these are all called as what? Core field. Okay, these are all called as what? Core field. Okay, in such cases you have to amend accordingly. You have to amend what? Accordingly. Right? Now in number two, what? You are talking about what? Non-core field. Okay, non-core field in GST. Okay, if you check your non-core field under GST, okay, like you want to amend your product code, you want to amend your product code. Okay, so you want to amend, okay, certain details like authorized representative, you want to amend authorized representative. Okay, then you want to amend, okay, any other, there is, you want to amend your bank account details. Okay, that also you can amend. Bank account details can be also amend. Okay, so these are the scenarios which has been amend in the non-core field. Okay, these are the scenarios which has been amend in the non-core field. Okay, so this is this is all about what? Registration. This is all about what? Registration. Clear? This is all about, right? Fine, pa.
ಏನ್ ಬಟ್ಟ ಲ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಾಪ್ ಕ್ಲಾತ್ ಸೂಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ಯಾ ನಾನು ಮುಂದೆ ఏమే ఉన్న బస్సులో పుస్తకాలు ఉంచేస్తుంది ఏమే
right. Fine. So now இப்போ இதுக்கு நம்ம டாபிக்ஸ் என்னென்ன பார்த்தோம் சொல்லிட்டு பார்க்க போறோம். எதுவும் இது பண்ணாதீங்க, ஸ்கிரிபிள் பண்ணாதீங்க. ஓகே, நான் எதுவும் பண்ணல. Fine. ஒரே நிமிஷம். So when you're talking about registration, okay, நம்ம என்னென்னலாம் பார்த்தோம் இந்த டாபிக் from the initial stages பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, okay, registration most நம்ம just going fast, okay, I'm not going to explain things and all. Okay, registration ரொம்ப important thing about the registration we have seen. Okay வா? So எதுக்காக registration பார்த்தனா, there is, if you're not registered, you cannot collect tax or you cannot claim input tax credit, number one. Number two, we also seen advantages of registration. Okay, it should be legally recognized, legally authorized. Okay, you can claim input tax credit and you can have input tax, that is credit supplies to the recipient and eligible for government contract, etc., etc., that is etc., and you can easily do gain from the business customers. Okay, next we are also talking about multiple registration. Multiple registration permitted for separate business vertical. That is, this is a scenario we have been discussed. Okay, if you are having a PAN number, you can register in a state, but you can do a multiple registration in a same state also. In such cases, okay, if you are doing different businesses, you have to register separately. Okay, number two, okay, as an input service distributor, you can register one scenarios, and normal registration you can go ahead with this. Okay. So, for example, Apple manufacturer, computer, tablet, phone, headphone, music, or management more. Management at the Apple can be divided the overall company performance into the smaller segment based on the product. Okay, business based money they can do. Right. This was we are discussing about 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, and 40 lakhs. Okay, 40 lakhs is only for goods, supply only for goods. If you see in 10 lakhs, okay, 10 lakhs, either for goods or services for the state. Okay, and goods or services, okay, or goods or service, there is good services or goods or services padina 10 lakhs or 20 lakhs mattum appo all other states it is 20 lakhs only. It is exclusive for goods that we have been discussed earlier. Okay, right. Next, a person, okay, in the job work model I paakalam. Okay, so here in this case these persons are not required to register for, okay, registration if they're doing activities like fowls or spices galus. Okay, sorry, exemption for registration not applicable to the specific job workers. If you're doing this scenarios, okay, they are liable for registration. Okay, they have to mandatorily they have to register. Okay, right. Next, he can go for voluntary registration also. That means what, he can legally recognize, he can provide the input tax credit, and he can raise taxable invoice, and he can do in the, okay, he also, okay, there is, he can transfer to the interstate sales also without any restriction, right? So even the turnover is less than 20 lakhs, or even the turnover is less than 10 lakhs. Next, we are talking about turnover. When they're talking about turnover, in the sense the turnover shall not be include. Okay, these are the items: central tax, state tax, unitary, integrated tax, compensation cess. But it include what in another export of goods or services, exempt services. Okay, next on the distant person and supply on behalf of principal. We have discussed already. Okay. Next one, whether turnover shall be subject to PAN wise. Okay, partners, partnership different, you have to see differently. HUF individual corporations you have to see differently. We have already discussed this particular topic. Okay, so here Mr. J has been involved in the supply of taxable supply material in JNK. His turnover exceed rupees 40 lakhs. Okay, Mr. J is required to registration. Yes, he has to register for the registration. Okay, number two, Mr. C of calculated trading of his own goods and also acting as an agent. Okay, so here agent. Okay, so inge pathina supply on his own account or on principal of agent, that also should be included. So your principal agent, that also both should be included. So if Mr. C of Calicut is trading on his own goods and also acting as an agent of B Bengaluru, Mr. C turnover in the financial year is 12 lakhs and on account of principal 9 lakhs. So 12 plus 9, 20 lakhs, hence he is liable for registration. Okay. Next, Mr. Rajan of Tamil Nadu is a former agriculturalist. Former agriculturalist, where the turnover is 78 lakhs since it is agriculture related income. Mr. Rajan also supplying plastic bags worth of rupees 2,50,000 along with this crop. Okay, inge பொறுத்தவரைக்கும் பாத்தீங்கன்னா exempt supply plus taxable supply both should be counted and it should not be exceed more than 40 lakhs. Okay, here is subject to 40 lakhs, so hence he has to register accordingly. Okay, so here this is the exempt supply. Suppose if he is just supplying only this na, then no registration is required. If you supply this plus this, then registration is required. Okay, next, Mr. X is a dealer in Andhra Pradesh dealing with intra-state supply goods and services. Okay, and has been furnished the following details. In sales of taxable goods, okay, by head office located in Chennai, that should be included. Okay, sale of taxable supply by his branch office at the Bangalore, that should also be included. Sales of goods exempted, that also should be included. Export of goods or services, that also included. And sales acting on behalf of agent, that also should be included. Where the turnover is less than, okay, where the turnover is less than, okay, where the turnover is less than 20 lakhs, hence registration is not required. Okay, then we are also discussing about this topic. Okay, we are also discussing about this topic, like because of succession or the transferee has to register. Okay, if I am subject to existing law, I have to register on the appointment day. Okay, if I am subject to demerger, then I have to register accordingly. Okay, so next one, person not liable for registration if you have been agriculturalist or the government is not liable for registration. Next one, person who is liable for compulsory registration. So person who supply interstate supply. Okay, number 2, reverse charge mechanism. Number 3, input service distributor we have seen. Okay, next one, next topic we have seen that if he is subject to, okay, if he is subject to what, casual taxable person and non-resident taxable person, Anji Batachi. Okay, next he is subject to TDS and there is section 51 under the TDS, and this one is e-commerce operator person, section 52. Okay, TCS. Okay, so அடுத்த ரெண்டு பாயிண்ட் பார்த்தாச்சு. Next one, if this person's, okay, if he supply online services etc etc, this person also shall be registered accordingly, right? So next, if a person who supply interstate supply, then is liable for registration even less than 20 lakhs or whatever the case may be, he is liable for registration. Okay, so here this is Mr. CME Manish, an unregistered person under GST has been placed of profession in Bhubaneswar, Odisha, supplies taxable supply to Infosys Limited, a registered person under GST in Bangalore. Okay, so is it is interstate supply or interstate supply? But then a person who making, okay, interstate supply has to be compulsory registered. So yeah, next number 2, who is liable for GST? Okay, it is an interstate supply. Mr. C is not liable to pay GST since registration is not made mandatory to him. Okay, so here what they trying to explain, Patana, one second. Okay, you need not register in each and every state. He can raise what, IGST bill, and he can leave it off. Okay, right? For services, we already discussed that if you're doing interstate supply, it is not applicable. It is not taxable. Okay, that also we already discussed. Next one, with the Moon Limited Private Limited, there is Moon Private Limited incorporated in Chennai has been, okay, has been sorry, has been following details has been following. Interstate exempt supply, there is exempt goods shall be included. Intrastate shall also included. Non-exempt supply also included. Value of exempt supply also shall be included. Value of export shall also be included. Okay. So here they are asking Mr. Moon Private Limited. Okay. Moon Private Limited. Okay. Moon Private Limited is required to register compulsory under GST law advice, because there is an interstate supply and it is an exempt, there is interstate supply, is liable for registration. Okay. So is liable for registration irrespective. Okay. Number two, okay, even though the turnover is not exceeding rupees 20 lakhs, is liable for registration. Next, this is a scenario I'm talking about, that notification. Okay. If there is GST Council subject to 6th October 2017, okay, service provider where it is more than 20 lakhs or 10 lakhs, okay, then he is not required to registration under this particular scenarios, right? Next, we are talking about casual taxable person. Casual taxable person is nothing but a person who occasionally do business. There is, he doesn't have any place of business in such state or union territory. He doesn't have any place of business in such state or territory. For example, I'm going to take classes in Kerala. In such cases, I am need not to go for that scenarios. Okay. Next. Okay. Registration is compulsory. Yes, registration is compulsory. He cannot opt for composition levy. He can go for normal levy. Okay. He has to do prior 5 days. He have to register within, or otherwise within 5 days before he undertake his business. Okay. Next. So this is the document which has been required for him: PAN card, mobile number, email ID, state of this. Okay, union territory. Okay, so you have to give his PAN number, mobile number or OTP varum, email ID or OTP varum. Based on he can go for registration. Next, advance tax he has to pay. Okay, unless otherwise there is no advance tax, he cannot liable for registration. Okay, so validity of registration 90 days. It can be extended for another 90 days. Next, returns. And இவனுக்கு மட்டும் தான் வந்து GSTR 5, இவனுக்கு பொறுத்தவரைக்கும் வந்து GSTR 1, GSTR 2, GSTR 3 has to be filed. Okay, annual return also filed. இது யாருமா இது? Okay. Right. ஒரே நிமிஷம். யாரும் அந்த பென் இதெல்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணாதீங்கம்மா கொஞ்சம் ப்ளீஸ். ஓகே, நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா, okay, suppose if there is any excess payment in the in the balance na, he can go for, okay, he can adjust that balance etc, then he can apply for the refund. Okay, so input tax credit can be availed by the respective recipient. Okay, input tax can be availed by the respective recipient. Okay, next, inge pathina, Mr. Gold runs a retail shop for handmade jewelry and is registered in Chennai. Mr. Gold is planning to sell a jewelry at an exhibition in Mumbai. Okay, for how many days? 10 days. Advise him. So 10 days. First January panna, before there is before 5 days, you have to get a casual registered person. Okay, so you have to compute the estimate tax liability. Based on the estimate tax liability, you have to pay such tax. Then he can go for registration. Then he can apply for registration and he can proceed for business. Okay. Next, X Limited is advertising company located in Chennai and is registered at a normal taxable person there. Okay, now there is a secured or assignment to manage digital marketing for, okay, Kotti Deepoth, so some festival which will be taken place in Hyderabad, Telangana. This will be required Mrs. X Limited to display some source in Hyderabad until the festival is over. Advise Mr. X to obtain for separate registration. Okay. So he need not go for multiple registration. He can go for temporary registration, casual registration. Okay. So reverse charge mechanism we'll see later. E-commerce operator பொறுத்தவரைக்கும் பாத்தீங்கன்னா, here there is two scenarios. When I am doing my own business and selling my own product, I am not comes an e-commerce operator. If other person using my portal and they are utilizing my scenarios, then I will be called as what? E-commerce operator. That means what? He will manage. For example, Amazon பண்றீங்கன்னா, Amazon is a platform. He is called as e-commerce operator. For example, Titan on a product, on our own product, on sale on watches and sale panna, he is not subject to e-commerce operator, right? So non-resident taxable person again, okay, he's just going to do business in India, he's just going to take transaction in India, so he is not subject to composition levy. Next one, okay, registration is compulsory. Okay, for him, anga vandu pathina PAN number etc mandatory. Inga if you have PAN number, you can go for PAN number. If you don't have PAN number, you can apply based on passport. Okay, if he is a business incorporate entity na, then he can give a even tax identification number. This already we have been discussed. Okay, if PAN number PAN available, he can give PAN also. Okay, next one pathina mobile number and there is email ID. You have to give an there is a person, there is some authorized signatory as a person in resident in India. Okay, அவனோட PAN நம்பரும் அவனோட மொபைல் நம்பரும் அவனோட இமெயில் ஐடியும் கொடுக்கணும். ஓகேவா? நெக்ஸ்ட் he also need to pay advance tax. Okay, next one, the validity of registration 90 days again. Okay, additional 90 days can be extended. Okay, he has to pay such advance tax if it is in excess. Input tax, he cannot take any input tax except export or import of goods. Except what? Import of goods. Only such goods he can take. Otherwise, he cannot take such input. Right? Next. Next one, if it is in excess, he can claim for refund. Okay. Section 51 we'll see separately also. If he is subject to TDS, he is liable for registration. Okay. Next one, here on behalf of agent, principal and agent, then he is liable for registration. Input service distributor, nothing but having a same PAN number, you have multiple registration, but if he act like an input service distributor, that is in a same state, he can register as a normal levy as well as input service distributor. Okay, also. So you have to register separately as input service distributor. Okay, he has to distribute the there is such service, there is one input, he can distribute the credit if it is subject to services. If it is subject to services. Okay, next one, if it is a common credit belongs to only one branch, that branch alone you have to transfer. Okay, if the common credit okay, if it is a common credit, okay, credit it is not based on the branch, it is like it can be distributed to everyone, in the sense they can distribute accordingly. So inge in the example, okay, if it is common credit, that is you want to distribute in normal scenarios, in the sense you can distribute based on pro rata basis. Okay, if the common credit belongs to only such unit, now you have to distribute only for such unit. Again, it is subject to turnover. Again, it is subject to what? Turnover. So this is the example. Example, there is a service provider, input service distributor in Chennai. Okay, you having this input services. Okay, you having such input services. On this, you are going to supply to Hyderabad and Bangalore. Okay, subject to the turnover. Subject to the turnover, you will be distributing accordingly. Okay, if common credit is not applicable to such turnover, then it is not applicable. Here, Mr. X Limited is incorporated in Bangalore with its business location of selling and servicing of goods in Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, and Kolkata. Because if you're supplying goods now, automatically you have to register. Okay, there is no. That's the reason here they're using the word input service distributor. Okay, so Mr. X Limited and input service distributor situated in Bangalore services. This is invoices indicating 4 lakhs of central tax and 4 lakhs of state tax and 7 lakhs of this. Input services commonly used. Okay, input services commonly used. Not input goods. Input services commonly used. Okay. By the units of Mrs. X Limited, how the tax shall be distributed? It is subject to the turnover. It is subject to the turnover. Okay, next. Okay, next one, Madam. Mr. XY is Limited, as its head office at Mumbai, is registered at ISD, registered as ISD. Okay, 3 different states. Okay, this also in same way. You have to, there is subject to the turnover. You have to proportionate accordingly. Okay, and I'm not going in depth. Okay, you have to allocate proportionately in such a way, subject to the turnover. Okay, then this person has to file annual. There is not required to file annual return. Okay, he has to file GST at 6. Okay, the recipient can take GST at 2. Okay, next one, Badana. This is all with regards to such clarification. Next on the e-commerce operator, again I already discussed. Okay, a person who's applying it to the e-commerce operator, he has to for registration, but subject to the notice amendment which has been given in this particular scenarios where okay, if it's applied to the e-commerce operator, the threshold limit is less than 20 lakhs or 10 lakhs, then he is not required for registration. Okay, right? Next, if suppose a person applying online information on data, there is online information database, then not discuss one, but if he's just doing such services, such activities, he is also liable for registration. Next, procedure for registration already we have discussed. You have to give a legal name, PAN number, mobile number, email ID, state, etc., etc. Okay, he has to give such. He has to raise based on the OTP and get application, etc. We also discuss about the distinct person. If distinct person, okay, he have multiple registration based on his own PAN number. That is, suppose in a state he can have multiple registration also. If he have business vertical, the example like is gonna wipe on, so இது proper okay. Suppose if you have more than one state na, you can have multiple registration. Okay, you can go ahead for with multiple registration. அதே மாதிரி இங்க வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா composition levy, அங்க வந்து normal levy எல்லாம் பண்ண முடியாது. In both the places you can go for composition levy na composition levy. Okay, in both the places if you go for normal levy na, you can go for normal levy. Okay, regular levy that we will see under levy also. Okay. So Aadhaar card is mandatory. Further furnishing of Aadhaar card is mandatory. So Aadhaar card kudukalana, you have to there is offer an alternative viable scenarios that you have to proceed accordingly. சரியா? So on the particular scenarios you have to proceed. Next, யாரோட proof கொடுக்கணும் பாத்தீங்கன்னா okay, old time director proof, partners proof, managing director proof, otherwise அவங்களோட proof. Okay, so you have to give up such scenarios. Next, deemed registration already discussed. 3 days, 7 days. Okay, this both the scenarios called as what? Deemed registration. Okay, cancellation of registration போறதுக்கு பாத்தீங்கன்னா okay, there is sorry, certificate of registration la first 2 code state code, அடுத்த 10 digit வந்து PAN, அடுத்த 2 digit வந்து entity code, சரியா? அடுத்த 1 வந்து check. Okay, இத பொறுத்தவரைக்கும் பாத்தீங்கன்னா இந்த z can be by default it will come. The 1 2 3 4 5 தான் வந்து numbers மாதிரி சொல்லிருந்தோம். 33 என்றது state code, மத்ததெல்லாம் other scenarios. Okay, right? So bank, he has to furnish a bank details within 45 days. You have to furnish a bank details within 45 days. Next, for foreign diplomatic mission, okay, you can get only one number, provide unique identification number granted, okay, for all agency. That is more than enough. Okay. Next, we are talking about cancellation by the registered person, GST officer, and legal IR. Okay. So in such cases, okay, so it can be cancelled by the registered person, it can be cancelled by the this scenarios, okay, and you can do accordingly. Okay. So cancellation if the such person got cancelled now because he just discontinued his business, okay, transferred the business, okay, he converted the business from partnership, there is partnership into private limited, etc., etc. Then turnover is less than 20 lakhs. Okay, so here they use the word suspended. Suspension. Okay, now it has been changed. It is not cancellation, it has been suspended. Okay, again here, if you not comply with the violated the law, or if you done with the fraudulent, okay, again if you not file for 3 consecutive years, 6 months, and if you not commence the business within a period of 6 months, right? Next, okay, so here you can apply, there is the person shall be applying for the cancellation. Okay, so here there is here one more thing in the reversal of credit, ITC, that we'll see later. Reversal of ITC, that we'll see later. I'm not discussing here. Okay, legal hire. Okay, legal hire can go for cancellation in case of death. That also discussed. Okay, application for cancellation voluntary bonus GST 16. இது வந்ததுன்னா notice கொடுத்தா 17, notice feedback within 18. Okay, proper officers can be responded within a period of there is cancel, make a cancellation GST 19. If you satisfy, you can go for pass an order GST 20. You can drop the cancellation. Revoke the cancellation section 30. Okay, so proper officer on his own motion, okay, he will apply for the cancellation within 30 days. He can apply for the cancellation order. Okay, cancellation கொடுக்கறதுல you can give an opportunity to such person. Okay, so these are the relevant documents which has been required for such scenarios. Okay, so cancellation, application for revocation, then he can revoke and he can get back that. Okay, reply has to be get back, and these are the forms which has been required for this. Okay, so this is all about registration. This is all about what? Registration. Clear? Okay.
சார்
சொல்லுமா.
சார் அந்த இன்புட் டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட்டர்ல கிரெடிட் வந்து ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்றாங்களா?
ஒரு 2 மினிட்ஸ் முடிச்சு நான் 2 மினிட்ஸ்மா
சிஎஸ்டி கிரெடிட்
ஒரு 5 நிமிஷம் மட்டும் கொடுக்குறீங்க டைம். இதில் அப்படியே உங்களுக்கு காமிச்சிட்டு க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஒரு 5 நிமிஷம் மட்டும். ஓகே, நான் உங்களுக்கு டவுட் கிளாரிஃபை பண்றேன். ஓகே, so I given this notes also. ஓகே, ஸோ அது நம்ம லீகலி ரெகனைஸ் இதெல்லாம் கொடுத்துருக்கோம், தனித்தனியாக கொடுத்துருக்குறோம். நோட்ஸ் யூட்டிலைஸ் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. ஓகேவா? ஸோ இந்த ஸ்டேட் பற்றி கொடுத்துருப்போம். ஓகே, இன் விச் ஸ்டேட் ஹேஸ் டு ரெஜிஸ்டர். ஏன்னா புக்கில் ஆல்ரெடி நான் டீட்டெயிலாக எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணேன். ஐம் நாட் கோயிங் டு எக்ஸ்பிளைன் இன் டெப்த். நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஓகே, அந்த செக்ஷன் வாரியாக வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா வில் பி எக்ஸ்பிளைனிங் இயர். ஓகே, நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்து பர்சன் லயபிள் ஃபார் ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன், அதை பற்றி கிளியராக கொடுத்துருப்போம். பிரேக்கப் வைஸ் தனித்தனியாக கொடுத்துருப்போம். ஓகேவா? நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்து டேர்ன் ஓவர், இதெல்லாம் டேர்ன் ஓவர், இதெல்லாம் நாட் ரிகார்ட் டேர்ன் ஓவர் கொடுத்துருக்கிறேன். ஓகே, நீங்க ஒரு வாட்டி இதை படிச்சுட்டு கூட யூ கேன் கோ ஹெட். ஓகே, ஸோ ஜாப் ஒர்க் இதெல்லாம் இங்கே கொடுத்துருப்பேன். இதெல்லாம் அங்கே மிஸ் பண்ண நம்ம கிளாஸ்ல இப்போ நம்ம சில இடங்களை கூட்டிக்கிட்டா மிஸ் பண்ணியிருப்பேன். பட் அதெல்லாம் இங்கே மிஸ் பண்ணியிருக்க மாட்டேன். எல்லாமே கிளியர் கட்டான நோட்ஸ்ல இருக்கும். ஓகே, நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா அந்த இந்த ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் எக்ஸிஸ்டிங் லா ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் இதெல்லாம் பார்த்தாச்சு ஆல்ரெடி. நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்து பர்சன் நாட் லயபிள் ஃபார் ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன், அக்ரிகல்ச்சரலிஸ்ட் எக்ஸ்க்ளூசிவ் சப்ளை, அதுவும் பார்த்துருக்கோம். நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்து கம்பல்சரி ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன்ல வந்து இன்டர்ஸ்டேட் சப்ளை, கேஷுவல் டாக்ஸபிள் பர்சன் ஹூ இஸ் ரிக்வயர்ட் டு ரெஜிஸ்டர், நான் ரெஜிஸ்டர், இதெல்லாம் வந்து நம்ம நோட்ஸ் அந்த டைம்ல கிளியரா கொடுத்தது. இன்புட் சர்வீஸ் டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட்டர், ஓகே, இ காமர்ஸ் ஆப்ரேட்டர், பர்சன் லயபிள் ஃபார் ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன், அதில் ஒரு டாபிக்கை டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணியிருப்போம். இன்டர்ஸ்டேட் சப்ளை, சப்ளை ஆஃப் கூட்ஸ் என்ன, சப்ளை ஆஃப் சர்வீசஸ் என்ன, பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் நோட்டிஃபிகேஷன் இட் ஹஸ் பீன் வித்ட்ரான், அதுவும் இங்கே கிளியரா கொடுத்துருப்போம். உங்க புக்ல கொஞ்சம் அதெல்லாம் கொஞ்சம் இதுவா நீங்க படிக்கணும்னா யூ ஹேவ் டு ரீட். நானே இப்போ மறுபடியும் புக் படிச்சா மறுபடியும் அகைன் ஐ ஹேவ் டு ரீட். ஓகேவா? ஸோ கேஷுவல் டாக்ஸபிள் பர்சன்ஸ்க்கு என்னென்ன டாக்குமெண்ட்ஸ் ரெக்யர்மெண்ட், நான் ரெசிடென்ட்க்கு வந்து என்னென்ன டாக்குமெண்ட்ஸ் ரெக்யர்மெண்ட், சரியா? அவனோட யூனிக் ஐடென்டிஃபிகேஷன் நம்பர், மற்ற விஷயங்கள் எல்லாமே கிளியரா இதில் எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணியிருப்பேன். ஓகேவா? தென் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா அபவுட் தி இன்புட் சர்வீஸ் டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட்டர் அண்ட் அதர் சினாரியோஸ். ஓகேவா? இதில் கிளியர் கட்ட அந்த இன்புட் சர்வீஸ் டிஸ்ட்ரிபியூட்டர் எப்படி பண்றாங்கன்றத கிளியர் கட்ட எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்ணியிருப்பேன். ஓகே, இ காமர்ஸ் ஆப்ரேட்டர், தென் ப்ரொசீஜர். இதுல ப்ரொசீஜர் கூட அடிஷனலா வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா என்னெல்லாம் டாக்குமெண்ட்ஸ் கொடுக்க வேண்டியது இருக்குன்றது கிளியர் கொடுத்துருப்பேன். ஆதார் கார்டு எக்ஸெட்ரா எக்ஸெட்ரா. நெக்ஸ்ட் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா டீம்டு ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன். ஓகே, ஸோ டீம்டு ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் ஆல்ரெடி டிஸ்கஸ் அந்த 3 days 7 days அதெல்லாம் கரெக்டாக கிளியராக பிரேக்கப் வைஸ் கொடுத்துருப்போம். படிச்சு யூஸ் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. ஸோ ஃபர்னிஷிங் பேங்க் அக்கௌண்ட் நம்பர் கொடுத்துருப்பேன், பாயிண்ட் இம்ப்ளிமெண்டிங் மிஷன் கொடுத்துருப்பேன், கேன்சலேஷன் ஆஃப் ரெஜிஸ்ட்ரேஷன் கொடுத்துருக்கேன் by the GST officer, registration officer, cancellation by the so and so. Okay, everything which has been given. So this is all about registration. Okay.